What job contributes nothing to society? Lately, any news or talking head or writer posting completely untrue nonsense and just making things worse. The actual news doesn't even exist anymore. No one knows what the truth is or what's going on. People just say whatever they want to say. The news and media should just go away. They perpetuate problems. Influencers. Also, I sat next to a guy in an airport waiting area that appeared to be running a complete scam. He was dressed nattily in a fitted blue suit, immaculate flat brim and track shoes, and streaming a welcome to my Millionaires Get Rich Club broadcast. Dude spoke for 40 minutes straight, without so much as a sip of water, about how his investment secrets were going to make everyone wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. Man's gotta work, right? Predatory tow agencies, the ones with the little rectangular signs at the entrance to public parking lots that have 2,500 words on them in size 5 font, explaining that they can tow your car for any reason. Then you work in the fact that every shady condo landlord or strip mall owner is in bed with these dirtbags, obviously getting a kickback off every car they call in. Once they've got your car, you're in deep trouble. You pay them cash only, because they've got your car. Think they towed you illegally? Neat. They're going to charge you storage fees every day while you try to fight them. So you better be certain you're going to win, and you don't have a car in the meantime. An average person cannot risk it. No legal business operation has a worse relationship with their customers. Every one of these places is staffed by the most difficult teenager you've ever met in your life. Somebody's niece, nephew, that is definitely being paid under the table, behind 6 inches of bulletproof glass and a reinforced steel door. They know you're going to be pissed. They're openly terrible human beings, but they've got your car, and you have to give them money to get it back. So go to hell. Last time I had to deal with one of these places, I got towed from my own apartment building, with my resident sticker shown. I called and asked them why they towed my car. They said I was parked on the lines. I asked them to send me a photo. They're legally required to provide one. Why did I ask for a photo? Because the spot I was towed from, for parking on the lines, doesn't have lines. The shameless rotten dirtbags still sent me the photo anyway, and just changed the reason to, we were contacted by the property owner and towed at his request. No reason is required. Oh, and the photo was timestamped 11:55 p.m., 5 minutes before midnight, so I had to pay for a day of storage fees. I bet the number of vehicles that get towed at 11:55 p.m. is about the same percentage as Steam users who were born on January 1st. I've paid these jerks. They were keeping us out of my girlfriend's car to get her prescription medication and purse in a bag of nickels, dimes, and pennies. I knew it wasn't exact. It was slightly over, but I sat there while they counted. They eventually gave up and called it even after they realized they were punishing themselves by losing count and having to start over. All of that was after they initially tried refusing accepting payment, and I called the police department, who sent out a very amused officer. He told me on the side that I was being very petty. I agreed, and we both had a chuckle. 2 words, phone scammer. A few weeks ago my CC info was stolen. Not the card, just the number and my personal info. Called the CC company and thought everything was square. Few minutes later, I get a call from a pizza delivery driver saying he's going to be at the hotel soon. Can I meet him in the lobby? I'm like, what? Tells me there's a $200 order worth of pizza in my name and my phone is the contact. I tell him to cancel the order, CC info was stolen. Blah blah. He agrees and cancels the order. Few minutes later my phone rings and it's the guy who used my stolen info to book his hotel room and order the pizzas, asking me why the hell did I cancel his pizza order. I'm like, you took this to a whole new level of stupid, dude. You're calling me to complain about not getting your pizza. What planet am I on? Multi-level marketing. Wife almost got drawn into one of these. An old friend of hers reached out and asked if we wanted to come to a presentation and that he would be rewarded for us coming over. Why not? So we arrive. It's a small room in the back of a cafe and there's a beamer and several healthcare products displayed. They start the meeting with the usual. Glad you're here blah blah stuff, and then immediately go over to the big numbers. Person X earned €30,000 extra with sales this year. Unfortunately they can't be here. Couple Y has earned a whopping €100,000 together with sales this year. Unfortunately they also can't be here today. I immediately knew they were spouting nonsense and told my wife this. She occasionally ordered stuff from them, but not to resell, but for her own use. Glad she took my advice and was also smart enough to not get involved with trying to make a big profit. Patent trolls, 100% legal, zero contribution to society. Just a person who has their hands out asking for money along the way. In the US, pharmaceutical benefits managers, they drive up medical costs while simultaneously telling your doctor what you can't have. They do not contribute to your well-being and produce nothing of value. Those people who make long-winded Facebook videos, which promise a lot, but where nothing happens. Mommy bloggers that put an uncomfortable amount of personal information about their kids on the internet. Lobbyists, their job is to distract legislators away from doing the right thing. I feel like mine is pretty useless, because no matter how hard I try I always get complaints. Last week I buffed that floor 3 times over 4 days. They still complained about the corners are dirty like yeah. That's dirt accumulated over 15 years of you not caring. I've applied cleaner to those spots with no result. Spent hours scrubbing. No result. I've knelt down with a scraper trying to remove them. Nothing. I'm just a floor cleaner at one grocery store, feel pretty lost. My will to go on is faltering. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Journalists who write clickbait articles, page after page of deliberately prolonged text and ads. The damn paparazzi. I really have never ever thought. Good grace, this paparazzi took a pic of a celebrity doing their private stuff. Truly gives insight of their interesting personal lives. They could all lose their job for all I care. MAGA church scam pastors. I push shopping carts. He didn't say where he pushed them. Into other vehicles in the parking lot. Into the river. To the bus stop where a bunch are left. Professional poker player. Truly, I used to play professionally, and it was one of the most empty feelings I had ever experienced. And I won money. I'm not saying that as a failed professional. It was just empty and depressing. I truly felt like my only contribution to society was taking advantage of drunk or bad gamblers, some of whom were gambling with money they could not afford to lose. The people who write long-winded articles with headlines that promise to reveal new info, spend the whole article recapping info that is common knowledge, and end with "we still don't have any updates, but when we do, we'll be sure to let you know." Example, GRRM gives exciting update on Winds of Winter release date, spends 12 paragraphs recounting how it's been 12 years since the last book was released and how Game of Thrones finished before Martin could get Winds finished, and it's now been 4 years since Game of Thrones finished. The article ends with Martin still refuses to offer any estimate on the release date. The article's sole purpose is to get clicks from people googling Winds of Winter release date. BMW blinker installer. Didn't know BMWs came with blinkers. Must be a new feature. The people hired by insurance companies to deny medical treatment requested by doctors. I've always thought people who film reaction videos contribute nothing to society. They use other people's videos, audio or stories for content, making their job ridiculously easy. Somehow, they get views. But I wouldn't consider watching someone react to something entertaining. It makes me feel like they think their opinion is more important than anyone else's, to be honest. Disability benefits coordinator. Their entire job is to find any small reason to deny your disability claims. Meanwhile, you're left constantly worrying if your claim is getting approved while you're trying to recover. They're the worst of humanity. Car salesman. No reason to haggle on new cars. I should be able to buy directly from the manufacturer for one price. Hang on, I need to ask my boss what her job title is. The advertising industry is worth hundreds of billions worldwide, and it doesn't produce a single thing. In fact, it even has negative effects on society. Advertising is designed to get people to buy things they don't need, resulting in waste. It encourages materialism and envy, making people less happy. It gives a massive advantage to big corporations, with deep pockets over smaller, newer competitors. It permeates everything. It interrupts media and sporting events, or sneaks in the form of product placement, makes an eyesore of every available space in your city, and infiltrates social media. I would say anything influencer and social media and food and movie critics. Personally, they are getting paid for nothing. I also don't think models contribute anything to society, because putting the clothes on a mannequin could have the same effect. For the people saying minimum wage jobs, get over yourselves. Without majority of minimum wage jobs, society would collapse. A lot of minimum wage jobs are extremely important. Fake Instagram coaches. My college roommate became what she calls a business manifestation generator a few years ago, and I still can't quite figure out what these people do, which leads me to believe the answer is nothing. She charges anywhere from $815,000 for workshops about liberating your inner success. She also claims to be a trauma healer, which I find very alarming, as she has no real training, education, or experience in this field. They all seem like some weird cult, and I can't think of a single person that would fall for this, but apparently they're out there. Thanks for watching. Feel free to discuss professions you believe don't add value to society in the comments. Don't forget to check out our other videos and hit that subscribe button.